Hello ladies and gentle ladies, welcome back to another railroad development stream. Today we're going to be continuing working on inspections, so let's just get straight into it. Let's figure out what inspections we're going to be doing today. So hopefully I can still run my script. I'm not going to find it like that. I remember what it is. Python /pick_to-do.py, I think, and then I think it's just like medium. I think that's it. Yeah, there you go. So I think we can aim to do mediums today, just because it's more doable in a stream than a hard one. Hello, Rat. Welcome to the stream. So. Method does not call super method. Flag overrides the skip required or expected super behavior. When would you be required to call the super method? Other than constructors? Is it just constructors? I need to turn the music down a little bit. I've turned it down for you guys, but it's a bit loud for me. There you go. I think that should be okay. I'll turn it up a little bit, actually. There you go. Yeah, when would you ever be required to call the super? It is just the constructor, right? Oh, yes, another thing, guys. We're not going to be using codecs today at all. And that is because actually I am now just trialing Gemini CLI. So here's Gemini CLI. And I'm just going to be trying this. So I don't know how good it is. It might be completely useless, to be honest. We're going to find out. I am paying... oh, God. Voice break. I am paying for it, so in theory it's okay, maybe. Let's see. So I'm trying to remember exactly what I usually say to codecs. I say, can you tell me about this inspection, what it means, examples of code that would get flagged by it, and what message would arise. Also give me a rough idea of the flow of this inspection. I think that's what I usually say to codecs. See what it says. Claude is better with code. I mean, Claude nowadays, I don't know about that, man. Claude is getting a lot of flack at the moment, so I'll avoid it for now. Maybe someday I will try Claude, but it's insanely expensive, like unnecessarily insanely expensive. And I don't actually think it's that much better, at least from everything I've heard. But I mean, we will see. So let's see. In many Java frameworks, certain methods are designed to be extended rather than replaced. When you override these methods, you're expected to call super method name. Well, okay, but how would I know that? When you override these methods, base class can perform the necessary background tasks such as updating internal state, managing memory, or propagating events. Failing to super in lifecycle methods such as update icon can... Yeah, I guess that makes sense, but like, how would it know that you're meant to call that? Pardon me. It's like clone or finalize usually requires super call. If the project uses annotation like must call super. Okay. Inspection would typically provide. Okay. So scans for methods marked with override. Okay. It checks if the super method is sensitive. The inspection passes the body of the overloading method to look for super method invocation and most sensitive. I don't think we can do this. Nor honestly do I think we should do this. I don't really get the point in this inspection. Like if it's only for specific cases where you know that's the case, like sure, but also like why? Let's find another one. Constant condition expression. Detect conditions known at compile/data flow time. Surely that's considered hard, not medium, right? Surely that's hard. I don't know how you would do that. I mean, you could look for like constant values, of course. You could look for like if true, like sure. But covering every single case there would be very hard, I think. What does it say? This inspection flags code where condition like an if statement, while loop, or ternary operator always values to true or false. Of course, yes. Yeah, so like if false would flag that, while true flags that. Yeah, so that's a known constant, and then initialized is true, so okay. Okay, I see. So it looks for all the branches. Check for safe constants. Some constants are intentionally like while true for infinite loops. The inspection might skip these or lower the severity. If a condition is definitively constant and not a common idiom, a diagnostic is reported. Okay. So I think we could do hard-coded literals. I think that one's trivial. Compile time constant, I think we can do that pretty easily as well. But like data flow is where that gets a little bit complicated. Because kind of as it suggests, that means we have to analyze the data flow, right? I should probably check. Why didn't do these ones, did he? I don't think he did do this one, but we should probably check so that I don't do it again. That would be silly. But I don't think he did. Yeah, he didn't. Okay. That's fine then. Okay. So, sure, let's do this one. Let's do it. I think we can do it. I'll move that to my other monitor. Okay, let's close that one because we don't need that anymore. And we'll call this constant conditional expression inspection. Sure. So... Oh, hello, IntelliJ. Thank you. Java semantic rule. Constant conditional expression. Hi 30, I'm making a simple backpack mod for Minecraft and I was wondering what you'd recommend for to handle the inventory. I want to be able to place the backpack down and access the backpack inventory when placed while in player's inventory. I mean, basically what you'll want to do is look at the shulker box. I obviously don't have a mod project open right now, but you'll want to look at the shulker box. Effectively, it's just a data component. You could also look at like the bundle if you want it to show the inventory as you hover over it. Those are probably your two best places to look at. But effectively, it just stores the data in the item, so it's I mean, not that hard really. It's not, you know, crazy complicated or anything. What did Codex or Gemini say the errors would be? If we can do okay, I see. Okay, we actually want multiple rules here then, because there's like three different rules here. So you got constant conditional expression, hard-coded literal, and then in here we'll get rid of all this shenanigans. We will just put percentage S condition is always percentage S. Sure, something like that. And then we'll do the same thing again. But this one will be for compile time constant. So we'll say, oops. Constant conditional expression. Expression. Compile time constant. As always. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Okay, and then we'll do data flow. So constant conditional expression data flow constant. We can say percentage S is known to be percentage S here. Just get rid of that. We can say due to a hard-coded literal. We can say sure, that's fine. But how do you access a block entity container while the backpack is in player inventory? Well, they're two different things. So you would have your backpack block, and then you'd have your backpack item. The item doesn't know that it has a block. Like, it just doesn't know or care about that information. The item, like, they will store the inventory in a different way. So the block entity, obviously you'll store that as a normal like inventory with the block entity, and then the item will have a data component that stores that same inventory, but like it won't access the block entity, it will just access its own inventory, because the block entity won't exist, right? Because it's an item. so there just won't be a block entity. The block entity will only exist when the backpack is placed down. At that point you have a block entity which then has an inventory. Let's call this core constant. Constant conditional expression in inspection. Now, did I spell any of that wrong? Core constant conditional expression. No, I actually spelled that all right. And this implements Java rule. That one. Okay. String ID. Yeah, kind of. Kind of. Let's fix all these. There you go. I was wondering, could you look at a library called Balm for your multi-loader project? No. Simple answer, no. Balm is not good. Well, it's not bad. But it's completely unnecessary. And most people, honestly, don't want to have to install a library for their mod either. So as soon as you start modding and tell people, like, hey, to do this tutorial, your mod has to depend on this library, people are just like, no. They just don't want it. So that alone is like, let's not. And then you get into the fact of, like, there's just too much going on. Like, people don't like the bloat. Of which there is a lot of bloat in any multi-loader library like that. And then, like, final thing, it's just not hard to do it yourself. Like, it's just not. Yeah, if it was, then sure. But it's not. So that's why. I mean, you could say, you know, why would you ever use Balm? Why would you just not use architecture, right? Significantly more people use architecture, but significantly more people do it manually. Why, you ask? Because it's better. Like, good. I mean, that's it. There isn't really like a... I mean, you have to register an item multiple times, though? No? No? I don't know what to tell you. You don't. Why would you register an item multiple times? That kind of defeats the point of multi-loader if you're doing that. The entire point of multi-loader is that you do it once and it does it for both loaders. So why would you register an item multiple times? I think you're, no offense, but you are, I think, a little bit, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. I can't lie. I don't know what word I was looking for. What word was I looking for? I don't know. I don't think you know quite how multi-loader works, because, like, that's not how it works. You don't write it multiple times for each loader. You write it once and it does it for all loaders, right? That's the entire point. That's why you have an entire services system, because you create a service and then boom, that's it. Like, it's done. And then at that point, like, registering an item is actually just easier than doing it without multi-loader once you've done that. Well, I mean, debatably easier, but, like, once you have the abstraction there, it's trivial. So it's just writing that abstraction. And to be honest, like, even if nothing else, even if we're excluding all other factors, you're going to be a better programmer if you're doing it from scratch. Because you have to think about abstractions. You have to think, like, how do I abstract this to work here and here without having to write it twice, which is a really good thing to know how to do anyways. So like it's just better, in my opinion. I think there are cases where you may choose to use one of these multi-loader libraries. Or I mean, also you say BARM. No, you say architecture doesn't have any good docs, but like, does BARM have any good docs? Let's see. Chances are they don't, because most things don't have good docs, but let's see. Okay, I mean, they do, but what the fuck is this code? I'm sorry, what is this code? Is this how you register things? No. Oh my god, they give you holders? Okay, I'm sorry, but that is disgusting. That's... okay. I mean, sure, like, you know, if you want to use BARM, obviously no one is stopping you from using BARM. No one is stopping you from using architecture. No one is stopping you from using the other 100 million libs that exist for multi-loader. I just personally don't think that's a good idea. But, you know, free will exists. So people are free to do what they want. I mean, if the BARM docs are so good, then they don't need tutorials, right? That's how I look at it. I mean, that's literally the case. Like, if the docs are so good, you don't need tutorials. The tutorials are really only if the docs are not good enough. Which is why I'm making tutorials on raw multi-loader, because obviously that just aren't docs, because that doesn't make sense. So that's why I'm not using any library. Primarily because people don't want to install a library, to be honest. That is the primary reason. Okay, how do we do this? So let me just do this one. So, I mean, what we want to start by doing is we want to find all of the statements that can take in a condition. So, if statements, while loops, and for loops are basically the three. I mean, I guess you also have do while, kind of, but like that is just a while statement, right? So, you do also have conditions, conditionals, which are ternaries, in the more informal way, I suppose. So I mean, let's just do it kind of the old-fashioned way, I suppose. So we'll just traverse the context, and then we'll just have like a switch statement or something, right? So we'll do string kind. My god, I can't type. Kind ID, and then we'll just switch. So we'll switch on kind ID, and then what we'll do, let's try and get that condition node. Actually, let's do syntax node condition node, And we'll set that equal to the switch. Yeah, like Codex is trying, or Copilot is trying to do that. And then we'll just do a case, and we'll do Java. Ooh. God, I admit, guys, I haven't touched Railroad in a week. I've been doing completely different things, so I'm going to be a little bit rusty. Syntax kinds, that's what I was looking for. So we want if statement, and then we want while statement and do while statement, and then this is kind of correct, but I think it's a parenthesized expression. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Apart from that, that's kind of correct. We need to do .id though. Otherwise, that's not going to work. Can you even do that? You can't do that, can you? You can. Wait, why isn't it like that? IDE has private access. You can't call methods in switch cases. That's stupid. That's incredibly dumb. Who decided that was a good idea? Okay. I mean, that's just annoying. Like, why? Okay. Fine, we'll just have to do it the old-fashioned way. Java if statement. We're gonna have Java while statement, and we're gonna have Java do while statement. Okay. Let's turn Copilot off for a moment. Just because it's gonna get annoying otherwise. So we'll do Java for statement, which will be, so for statements are going to be more complicated because obviously it depends on the for loop. If it's like a enhanced for loop or a normal for loop, they'll be different. So we're going to want a way to like extract it. Extract for condition or something. I don't know. Context node. Yeah. Okay. Then we're gonna have the conditional expression. So Java conditional. Watch me misspell one of these at some point, and it's gonna fuck everything up, and I'm gonna be like, why isn't this working? And it's gonna be a whole thing. Let's do node.children.isEmpty. Then we'll say null, or we'll say node.children.get first. Because in a conditional expression, the condition is just the first thing, right? You know, I mean, it's literally just condition, true expression, false expression. Right, so that's fine. I'm actually going to leave that comment there just so I know what's going on. And then we're just going to want some kind of if condition is not null, and then we'll do a method like second report literal context reporter condition node. So would I just make it so block entity container contents gets copied over to an inventory backpack container? So honestly, I mean, I can't help you much without having a modding project open, but I would just say look at the shulker box. Like it kind of does everything you're looking for. I think when I coded a backpack last, I use the shulker box as a reference. A mix of the shulker box and the bundle, to be honest, it is your best bet, because those combined basically give you a backpack, right? If you could have a shulker box and a bundle, make a baby, it would be a backpack, right? It just would be. That's kind of what you want to do. But yeah, like, you just, I mean, all the shulker box does basically is it takes the contents of the inventory and it converts that to I don't know, vanilla has like some inventory data component. I don't know exactly what it's called. It might just be inventory component, maybe, but it just converts it to that. I think you can literally construct an inventory component from an inventory. Or node or loop node. So that's basically what you want to do. And I messed that one up as well. Okay. There's everything I want, but I want to hit a key. Backpack is in player inventory. Yeah, I mean, that's just a key bind, right? So you just have a key bind. You press the key bind, sends a packet to the server that opens the inventory. I mean, that's pretty simple. What's going on here? Default branch. Default, throw a new unsupported operation, or illegal state, I guess. Like, wait, no, default we just wanna do null, I guess. Actually, yeah, we don't want to throw because this is going to traverse every node, right? Yeah. And would you prefer Mojang or Yarn mappings? Depends on what version you're using. Oh. That's fine. 1.21.1, I would use Yarn. Only if you update to 1.21.11 should use Moj maps. Any other version you should be using Yarn. Okay. So what do we want to do here? So I mean, we kind of have this elsewhere, but we have this somewhere. Don't really know where we'd find it, I can't lie. Let's just write it again. Let's not faff about. So no, let's not write it again, that's silly. Doesn't make sense, does it? Okay, what I can look for, my best bet is just to look for statement in files, find in files, Java, yeah, you, and then look at where you're used, which is here. Report costs conflicting with instance of for statement. Basic for condition of. That's probably what we're looking for. Oh, I see. Wait, we really use the semicolons? So, I mean, this is for statements, but what about... Oh, or, you know, for enhanced for statements might just wrap a basic for statement, actually. I didn't think about that. This is basically what we want anyways. I am going to take what we have in here. So this will be for loop node. But I don't know this is correct per se. I guess actually, we don't care about enhanced for loops, do we? Because in that case, like, yeah, we actually don't care about enhanced for loops because there's no condition in an enhanced for loop, right? So like we don't care. But we can delete that then. Could you explain the difference? Sure. Yarn is community mappings. Mojang are official mappings. Community mappings don't exist past 1.21.11, so you have to use Mojang mappings. I mean, that's it. Like, there isn't much to say, to be honest. That's kind of all I can say, I guess. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. They're just different mappings. Everyone uses yarn before 1.21.11 because that's what, like, the community uses, I guess. Can we use this? It's a parenthesized expression. I think we can just use that. It just takes in what, the node, so condition node. And then we just want to check if that's a literal, right? So if inner.find.id equals, and we can do double equals, and then IntelliJ will just convert that to a blah blah blah. We'll just convert that for us, right? So you gonna convert it for us, IntelliJ? Yeah, there you go. That's the one. Let's just do if inner is null, return. And let's do if it doesn't equal, then we'll return as well. And then let's do string text is equal context.last identify like token, and pass that in. And then if text equals, or if, let's do it the other way around, I guess. If true equals text, or false equals text, then reporter report condition node text. Is that right? Kind of. It would be nice to have the type we're dealing with here. Just do string condition type. Because then we can just do condition type and text like that. But that means we just need to figure out that here. So string condition type, we'll set that equal to null, and then we'll just have to convert these. So we'll have to do condition node is equal to that, and then condition type is equal. Let's get Copilot back to save us some time here. Yeah. Okay, then we'll do condition node is equal to that. That's a 4. And then condition node type is ternary. Get rid of that, and then plug that in like that. And then we'll just do objects.toString, just so that converts null to a string. If that happens, it shouldn't happen, but apparently do I need to do that? Is that true? Technically true, because it does do string.format. Sure. Okay. I mean, I guess that works. I think that's it, right? Okay. Only thing we want to do, I think, that we're missing here, is probably ignore while true. Or do we? Do we ignore while true? What does IntelliJ do? It does give you a warning, right? But like, cannot complete without throwing an exception. It's kind of a different inspection. It's not really the same, I don't think. Do we actually have, I wonder, an inspection for that? Complete. While true. Aha. Detect while true with. Oh no, that's not what I was looking for. Okay. I mean, that's fine, I guess. You know. I think all these inspections are great and good and cool, but I don't think any of these are actually errors. It's kind of a problem. Like, I don't think we're actually checking for any errors. These are all just warnings, I think. Maybe something we need to come back and look at some point. What does IntelliJ warn for this? What if we just say for I is equal 0, true, I is, what does it say? Yeah, see, that says for statement cannot complete without bringing an exception. I think while true is fine then. I don't see a problem with that. What is the inspection you're working on right now? Right now, we're looking for constant conditions. Yeah, I mean, that's it. There isn't much else to say. It's not a complicated one. Well, code-wise, not easy, but in terms of how it looks to the user, pretty easy. Yeah, so the next one is then just compile time constants. I mean, it's basically the exact same thing, but instead of looking for like true or false, we're gonna look for like, we're gonna look at the constant and then look at what the constant defines. Now I don't know if we have, do we have a constant? Oh, pardon me. I don't think we do. Okay. I'm so tired today. I don't know why. I am really tired today. Yeah. Am I crazy? Am I crazy, or is it just exactly the same but changing this? Unsure. Okay, I've set Gemini on it. Let's see if it says it's the same or not. I will say the good thing about Gemini is it's much faster, and like it's not even close. Like it's so much faster than Codex. But at least from what I've seen so far, it is worse. But let's see what it says. So okay, no, it says it's not the same because okay, I see. So we have to evaluate okay, so we do have to evaluate some booleans with this one. And like we're gonna have to evaluate like these and all of that. I don't think that should be too hard to do. I still think for the most part it's gonna be the same. So like this we're still gonna want. Honestly, I think we're just gonna want all of this as well. And then yeah, and then this will kind of be the same. So condition node is not null. And then we want to get syntax node inner. We'll unwrap it. If the inner is not null and the inner is not a literal exception, right? And then we want to get the result, right? So then we'll do like a boolean result is equal Evaluate a Boolean constant. Context inner. I actually don't think we want inner. I think we want condition node. No, condition node. There you go. And then we want, if result is not null, then we report that. I think. Yeah, I think so. And then let's just create this method. So we have context and node. So I mean, no, we can pass in inner, can't we? There's no reason not to. If inner is equal null, no, if node, sorry, is equal null, return null. And then let's do string find ID. And then let's start with literals. So literals. Okay. So if it's a literal expression, then we'll get the text. Yeah, I mean basically that, right? Obvious comment, no need to have that. Okay. Then we're gonna want two unary expressions. So prefix expression, is that a thing? That's not a thing. I didn't think that was a thing. Yeah, there is, so we can do unary. I'm just trying to think, what else is there? Unary's fine, actually, isn't it? Because unary... Yeah, unary's fine. Yeah. And then string... Oh my god, string... Operator... Don't like that. Don't like that. That's not gonna work. I mean, it like kind of. It will kind of work, but I think the better way to do this would just be to do context dot direct child, and then we can't do operator, but I mean we can do what's this doing? So that gets the expression. And then it gets the value from the expression. And then it checks the operator. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's a better way to do it, because that does get us the operand. And then... yeah, okay. Checking the operand first, and then getting the operator. I mean, that's still not really a great way to do it, but it will work. Like, there's no reason why that wouldn't work. Because the operator is just like it's just a token. So like, yeah, that's fine. It would appear as a token, so not a problem. Then we want to do binary, yep, as Copilot suggests. So if it's a binary expression, then let's do the operands. If it's great, if it's not 2, I suppose, then we just return null, right? Because it's a binary expression, so it should be 2. If it's not, that's a problem. Let's get the operator first of all. I think that's a good way to start. So then let's just do node.children .for, and then if child is a syntax token, and we want to know if that's a trivia token. I think the semantic analyzer has that. Trivia? I thought that was a thing. Really? I think we'll just create that in a minute, because that would be useful regardless. And then we just evaluate the 2 conditions, right? So like first of all, yeah, if operator is null, return null. Oh, that is a thing. Oh, it's private. Why is it private? What? Why did I make that private? I do some strange things sometimes. I don't know why I ever would have made that private, but sure, whatever. Yeah, evaluate them. What are some of your favorite features that Railroad will have, and what are some for the future? Good question. Probably my favorite one that we're planning to add. What thing is that's not an easy one. Well, my favorite one actually. Just trying to think. No, I think it has to be. I think my favorite is going to be mix-ins. So having mix-ins like inline in the code where they actually will show up, I think will be one of my favorite things. Because that's just so incredibly useful. And I mean, you say some for the future that is a future one, I guess. So, I mean, any of them are future ones, really. If you're talking like future, like not even like really planned yet, would be what we're gonna do with code diffs. So like diffs between Minecraft versions, and potentially automatic updating between Minecraft versions. I think if we could do that, that would be one of the coolest things, and it would basically revolutionize modding. But it's a very big if, and it's a very big like future future thing if we could do that. You know, imagine going into your IDE, you know, say, you know, a new Minecraft version releases and you say, holy shit, it has all these changes. You go into your IDE and you're like, update to, you know, 1.20 million, whatever, and it just does it. Like, that would be sick. Obviously, it's not easy. I'm never going to claim that's going to be an easy feature, because it's going to be hard. I think it's doable, though. Hello, Wide. Welcome to the stream. Things are going well. Okay, let's try and like kind of hard code some logic here, right? I think so. I mean, let's just do like if And first of all, let's do ands, because I think that's the easiest one. So if and equals the operator, then we can say if left value is not null, I mean, has Copilot got these right? Left value is not, so if not left value, if not right value, and then left value and right value, and then or, yeah, so if left, if right, if left or right, yeah, that's fine. I'm guessing that's going to say it can simplify it. Yeah, we're not going to do that though. I'm actually gonna suppress this for the method, because it's funny, that's actually a constant. Wait, that was constant value? No, that wasn't constant value. I don't know why it's done that, but that worked, I guess. No. I forgot about my PR. I've had zero motivation to get it on tomorrow. That's fine. I honestly completely forgot about it as well, Wide. Yeah, I haven't touched Railroad this week, so there's no major rush really. I mean, that's basically it, right? Or am I crazy? I think that's it. Only thing it is probably getting the expression, if anything. Do we not just have like a first expression child? Well, that would be much easier, wouldn't it? Rather than getting a direct expression, that's probably better. Only thing, how's your day been? My day has been okay, I suppose. What have I done today? I don't know, don't ask. One thing here is we're gonna want to skip parentheses. Just because otherwise that could pick up on parentheses, couldn't it? So that's just a thing. What have I done today? I don't freaking know, man. Let's look at back at time. Is it gonna tell me? Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Today I've mostly been doing Industria. Right, yeah. Most of today I've been working on finishing the model for the arc furnace. Yeah, that's mostly what I've been doing today, and then just adding that in. And then I've also been making it so I can actually like build the multi-block in the game and then just export that as a JSON file. so I don't have to make the JSON file for the multi-block by hand. That was actually like incredibly easy. I can't even lie. I just made like an item. We just click one position, click the other position, click the other position, boom. Nice and easy peasy, but that's gonna be super useful. I think that's all I've done today. So like not a lot, but also quite a bit. So I think it's okay. So this one, I don't know how we're going to do this one, guys. This is like a hard one. How would you make a hologram projector that can display models kind of like Iron Man or Star Wars, but works with iris shaders? All I can say to you is good luck. Yeah, good luck. Debatably even possible, if we're being realistic. I mean, it's possible, but if you're asking how to do something like that, I'm just gonna put it straight. I don't think you'll be able to do it. Like I don't even have a clue of how you would do that. Like the problem with doing that is shaders, right? And not even like getting it to work with iris. Like, yes, getting it to work with iris is a whole nother thing that will take like several months, but just like writing the actual shaders to do it alone would take you several months as well. So yeah, I mean, it's doable if you're good at rendering. It's doable. But all I can say is good luck, because that is not easy. Regardless, let's try and do this one, I guess. Let's start by creating a fact. So a fact, by the way, for those who don't know, it may sound obvious. It's not really that obvious. I mean, it is, but it's not, because it's a weird term to use. But basically, a fact is like information you know about something. But like, it sounds obvious, but it's like, you know, I'll just show you. So we'll have like a Boolean fact, right? This will have a variable name, and then it will just have a Boolean value. So basically, this is a fact about a Boolean, right? Because it's saying this variable name, we know for a fact that it's this value. That's the point of having a fact here. So then we can just have like a map of string Boolean, which can be our like known facts, right? Nice and simple. And then I think we want to start by just finding all the blocks. Would be a good way, maybe. So like if we do context dot nodes of kind, and then Java syntax kinds dot block, and then just do for, which will be block node. What does this inspection do? This inspection wide, basically, what does this one do? Right, so it's when you have a value that it knows is true. So, for example, like if I say boolean my value is equal true, and then I say if my value, it should be able to figure out that my value is always true, right? You can see IntelliJ here says condition my value is always true. That's basically what we're aiming to implement. So debatably one of the most important ones, because like this, this comes up all the time. Okay, so we're going to want a private static void analyze block the data flow constants, I guess. Context block node known facts. Yeah, we're going to want a reporter though. Reporter. By the way, guys, tomorrow, because I didn't stream yesterday because I had family friends around, tomorrow it is going to be another railroad stream. As for why, one, railroad, not railroad, Industria is kind of not too popular at the moment. Don't know why, it's just not. Kind of more importantly is Industria is once again a little bit of a weird, it's in a weird place. I don't think it's just in a weird place at the moment, really. So, you know, I'll get it in a better place and then we'll come back to it. But for now, I kind of want to work more on inspections with Railroad, and like just power through as many as we can. I think obviously over the summer, I'm hoping, I mean, it's very much a fingers crossed moment, but I'm hoping I have some more help with these inspections. So I'm hoping you guys generally, you know, will maybe help out. And just more help generally doing the inspections, because I can't do them all alone. You know, there are literally hundreds in here, as I have said many times. So the more people the better, and I think the more likely people are going to help out over the summer. So yeah, that's just something that I can power through them at the moment, but there's only so much I can do. So yeah. Trying to think what. Okay, I probably shouldn't have left it on. Is arse. Is assignable to? Sure. Not a great place to pause that was it? And then do we have the node? Yeah, I think we're on the node, and then the known facts. I don't think we need the context. It says that's a static method. Where are you from? Or constant? Oh wait, no. That's a groovy thing. Okay. Well, it's fine. We can just ignore that. Known facts dot remove. Not really. We want like a get assigned variable name. Okay. And then string variable name, and we'll have a method to get this. Get simple variable name. We'll use the context here though, because we'll need the context to be able to get the simple name. So, and then yeah, if variable name is not null, and known facts contains the variable name, then we can just get the Boolean value and report it, I guess. This I think we want a string of value of though, because it's not a reference type, right? So that's fine, I guess. Only thing then is how we do is assignable to. So we're going to want to create this method then. This will be like the tracked variables, I suppose, because it's the key set, right? So we'll get the kind ID, and then we can just check for an assignment expression. So if Java syntax kinds dot assignment expression, let's use objects or equals. Not that it really matters, but like, yeah. Then we can do string variable name is equal get left and side variable name, and then return tracked variables contains variable name. And then the other one we can look for is the variable declarator. So if objects dot equals Java syntax kinds dot variable declarator dot id find id, then get declared variable name, do the same thing, return false. And then let's create this method first. So this is the assignment node. Let's do syntax node left hand side is equal assignment node children dot stream, and let's just filter to see if it's an expression node, and then just find the first, like that. If that's null, return null, and then just unwrap the parentheses, I guess. So while yeah, basically that. Can we once again use objects or equals though, please? Nice. And then LHS is Java semantic analyzer find expression child. Is that a thing? No, we want to use the context here, don't we? Java rule context, and then LHS is equal context dot first expression child. If LHS is null, return null. I mean, yeah, I guess. And then return Java semantic analyzer dot do that. That's fine, right? I mean, this kind of does that though, so we can just use that from the context. There you go. And then, to be honest, this is kind of silly. Like, we could just do context, Java context, and then we can just find first identifier, like that. Which just kind of defeats the need for that. Can't we also do context? Yeah, we can. I thought so. Do we have a context dot is trivia token actually? No. Actually, I think we checked that earlier, didn't we? And I think about it. Check that we're not using. Yeah, like this. This can just be context dot expression node, right? Or am I crazy? Yeah, we can. I thought so. And then what are you? You're... That's fine. You can just be context as well. Yeah, and then the only one we need is this is trivia token. We could move that into the context as well, but we won't. Then this just needs the context as well. Okay, that's fine. So that is the left-hand side variable name, and then the next one is get assigned variable name. I think this also needs the context though. Yeah, it will need the context. So then we can do string kind ID, and then yeah, basically like that. So I mean that basically mirrors this, right? Pretty much. And then get simple variable name. Can we just do I mean this is just context dot simple name, right? Can we do that? Oh no, because that gets a simple type name. Okay, I guess we'll make a method for it then. We basically want to just unwrap it, right? Unwrap it and then basically just get the first identifier token, I guess. So syntax node inner is equal context dot unwrap. If inner is null, return null, and then check if it's a name expression. If not, objects dot equals name, return null, and then if context, yeah, sure, that works, I guess. And then I was hoping we would have that. We do. And then basically it, right? I guess only thing is that, like, we don't really need to report to like, yeah, this doesn't really make sense because here we're just reporting it, but we don't even know if it's used in a condition yet. So we want to know, is this used in a condition? So the best way to do that would be to just put it in an if statement, is used in condition, and then just put that in there. Let's just check this one. In the condition always, yeah, okay, we just want that twice. No, we just want that, right? Yeah, I think so. And then yeah, we'll want is used in condition. And basically we just use the parents, right, to do that. So we can do syntax node parent is equal node dot parent, or else null. If it doesn't have a parent, return false. And then if it's a parenthesized expression, or wait, don't we have no, we don't. I thought we had a thing for that. Yeah, so if it's a parenthesized or primary, then we need to just recursively call this. So if objects dot equals parent kind ID Java syntax kind dot parenthesized expression dot ID, or it's a primary, then we just return is used in condition. So that will just recursively just call that method. Okay. Are you going to be doing industrial stream this week, or double? We're going to be doing double railroad this week, right? Okay, yeah, then we can just switch on the parent kind ID and then do case. So in an if statement, while statement and do while statement as it suggests, we just return true. Because if it's a child of those, then we know that's the only condition, right? It's not like an or anything, because that is the only condition. So we can just return true. In fact, we can just simplify this a little bit. We can return that and then just do true like that. And then in a conditional expression, so ternary, by the way, conditional expression, if the parent has children, and the first child is the node, then we know that's in a condition, right? And then all statements. What's this gonna try and do? Let's see. I was trying to think. Because we had to get that middle one, right? So I mean, we can do syntax node condition and just extract that, and then I guess just do that, right? Default false. Is that not right? I think that's fine. The only thing then is that, like, we probably want to rewrite this, because the thing is with this is that we are, like, kind of unnecessary, I feel like, right? Rather than traversing all the descendants, it'd be easier if we just do that when we need to do it, right? So like block node.children.for node, get the kind ID, and then if it's a variable declarator, so object dot equals kind ID java syntax kind dot variable declarator dot ID, then we can get the string name is equal get. Well, we had something for this, didn't we? What did we use for that? Is it just this? Yeah, it's just this. Then I think maybe. I mean, kind of. We want to have a method here, really. We want to evaluate the initializer. And then if value is not null, then we'll just put it in the known vax. Else we'll remove it from the known vax. If it's a if statement, so find ID java syntax finds dot if statement dot ID, then we'll just do syntax node condition context dot first dot that one, Then string variable name. And then if the variable name is not null, we can check if the known facts contains the variable name. If it does, we just report it. Yeah. I don't think we need that, do we? Maybe. Maybe. Possibly. And then... yeah, and then we just want to do the branches of that if statement, right? So then facts, put that, we have a then branch of method, right? Wonder if we can use that. Where are you from? Core cast conflicting with instance of inspection. Core cast conflicting with instance of. Can I use you? If we make it public, then yes. Oh, I'd like to move this into context actually. Can I refactor move members to Java role context? And then I want to move this one, which would also require moving this one. And then I want to do refactor move members. Java role context. Okay, and then we can just do context dot then branch of, and then we can just get rid of this parameter. Context dot is expression node. Oh, because that's static. That's okay. This doesn't need to be static. And it can be, but it doesn't need to be. Neither does that. Not important, but doesn't need to be. No, that's fine. We do just need to fix that other rule, though. What was it? Core cast? Yeah, this one. And then we can just do context.else. Context.then. And then, yeah, if that's not null, we just call it again, right? And then do that. Just thinking though, probably want to do that. That just cleans it up a little bit, because then we're not doing that if we don't need to be doing that, which is always a good thing to do. And then that's fine, right? Only thing is we do want to do loops as well. Do we? I mean, we can. I just don't know that we need to. Sure, we might as well. find ID, Java syntax kinds dot for statement dot ID, and then we can do syntax node condition. We want to get the body though. Body. Is that a thing? No, but I think I have a method somewhere. I vaguely remember having that method. Yeah, it's from the same friggin' class. I thought so. Where are you, you little bugger? Aha. Here you are. You, I want to refactor, move members, and I want to go Java role context. Okay. Context dot for body of. And I just want to make this not static. Okay, and then I just need to fix that here. So context dot for body of, and then nice. So that gets me the body. YouTube chat does have timestamps for messages. What do you mean? Or does it not for you guys? Does it really not? No, it does. I don't know what you're on about, man. It literally has timestamps. But have you enabled them? You just turn them on. But like, it does have timestamps. Okay, if the condition is not null, just call it condition. It's easier. String variable name, and then if the variable name is not null, then if the known facts contains it, we do our usual. Yeah, and then we need to know if the variable is not modified, right? Like we can't know. Yeah. At least for now, like maybe in the future, I mean, we're not gonna, but like you could in theory do more complex things than that. But like this is fine. Yeah, okay. So why are you guys putting emojis all over the screen? Come on, guys. Okay. So we need to know if it's non-modified. So if not is modified in loop, we'll do context node variable name, and then it will do that, and then if the body is not null, we'll just call that. To be honest, why are we doing body here? Like, we just don't need to really do it there, do we? We can do it there. And then let's create our is modified in loop method. This is definitely not a medium, by the way. The fact that this was classified as a medium is insane. I chose a medium because I wanted to kind of do a couple today. That hasn't worked, has it? If basic 4 is null, then we'll return false. And then we'll just do a classic semicolon checker. If child is instance of a syntax token, and do semicolon equals token.text. Then we want to do semicolon count plus continue. And then once that semicolon count equals 2, then we want to check if it's assignable to set of variable name return true. Why isn't it like that? Because this requires context, I'm guessing. Yeah. And then just return false. Okay, I think that's basically everything. We don't have our evaluate initializer method though. Yeah, I think that's the final one. This one shouldn't be too hard, I don't think. This is the declarator node. Okay, then let's do syntax node initializer equal null. And then we can have a boolean saw equals false. And then we can just go over the children until we find our equals sign, right? So if saw equal, yeah, I mean, I think Copilot's hit the nail on the head with that one. Yeah, pretty much. Only thing is this isn't used anymore. I don't think it's needed anymore, right? Because now that we've rewrote this method to go ahead and already look for our if statements, variable declarators, and for loops, we don't anymore need this because we already know it's in a condition, right? I think. So I think we can just get rid of that. Now, does that mean we can then get rid of anything else? It does mean we can get rid of this. And this. I think everything else is fine, though. I think that's basically everything that we can get rid of. Okay, Gemini says we also have some another issue. Says we can get null pointer exception. In where? Knownfacts.get or default. Where the hell is knownfacts.get or default? I don't remember writing that. So that must have been something Copilot wrote. Because I don't remember writing it or default. Aha. Yes, I see. Yeah, that's not ideal. Oh yeah, okay. I see what it's done there. That's fine, but like this should just put true, right? Because in this case, it's not modified in a loop. Therefore, it's true, right? Or am I crazy? I think so. I think it's true. And then it also says... something about invalidating variables. Let's see what it means. Gemini doesn't really explain things very well, I will say. It's not great at that. So it's okay. Let's go through and I can compare what I have to what it says. So it says if it's, what is it doing? Oh, I see. Okay, I see what it's trying to do. So it's saying... Wait, no, maybe I don't understand. Are we even doing while loops anymore? No. I don't trust Gemini. I can't lie. I think Gemini's wrong. Gemini hasn't mentioned anything to do with while loops regarding the data flow. And I think we need to handle while loops in data flow. Because otherwise that's not going to work. Like, let me boot up Codex and see what it says. Only because I have more faith in Codex, I can't lie. But that's just because I'm more experienced with using Codex rather than Gemini. Okay, let's see what it says. Oh boy. Okay. I am currently implementing this inspection. And then let me find the inspection. Never mind. Doesn't show up. It is this one. Okay. I think I'm done, but I'm not sure about and whether it correctly covers all cases. I don't know how you can sit in the dark without getting eye pain, because I'm not really in the dark. I'm in the light because the screens are bright. Also, I don't have a freaking OLED screen like you do, so I'm not getting blinded by my monitors. They're at a reasonable brightness. I don't actually know that I even have them on max brightness. Do I? No, I do. But I have Samsung thingy on, anyways. Samsung Magic, I think it's called. Let's see what it says. I probably should have changed the model. 5.4 mini is probably not going to do a great job. Ow. It'll probably do a good enough job. I'm actually not sure I'm using the right model with Gemini, because it doesn't seem to be that good. It says it's just using Gemini 3. Maybe Gemini 3 is really not that great. Very possible. I don't know. Codex is really looking into this though. That's the thing, Codex is a lot slower, but it seems to be just smarter. Like, sure it takes longer, but it's also just, it actually looks into it more. Gemini is just like, yeah, whatever. It's probably this. And you can use fast mode, right? Yeah, but then that uses double my tokens. There's zero reason to ever do that. I don't care about how fast it is. That's not a problem. I don't want it to go faster just to make it use double my tokens. That's insane. Like, I already ran out of tokens all the time anyways. If I use fast mode, I'm gonna have no tokens ever. Okay, this is taking a long time though. A lot longer than I thought it would take, I can't lie. But we'll see what it actually says. So yeah, see what it says. Because I don't really get what Gemini's even saying. But Gemini hasn't mentioned wiles and stuff. So I mean, let's see what this says. However, shooting every block is an independent pass, but it also recurs into each branch bodies with the same shape assumption. I'm checking the syntax. What do you mean? What do you mean, sir? Go through each block. And that goes through the children. I think that's fine. No, that's on about. And I guess the only thing is like, yeah, sure, this is called block node, which it shouldn't be. Like, apart from that, I don't think that's an issue. Okay, this is the one thing about Codex that does annoy me, though. It looks into things it doesn't need to look into. Like, there is zero reason it needs to look into the rule reporter. It just doesn't need to look into that. Also, it's trying to patch it. I did not ask it to patch it. So I'm going to get angry with it if it tries to do that. Yeah, it's actually trying to patch it. What the fuck? Hello? What are you doing? I did not ask you to make any changes. I didn't make any changes. Okay. Right. Yes. You didn't make any changes, Codex. What? Right. I actually hate AI sometimes. I really do. It literally just tried, and it's literally trying to gaslight me. Like, what? Excuse me? I didn't make any changes. It says after trying to make changes. This is crazy. Okay. What is it actually saying here? It looks variable declarator, but local vars are normally inside local variable declaration statements. That is true. It only really handles if and for, so while and do while, yeah, as I thought, they're not handled yet. It assumes branch bodies are blocks. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get Gemini to write the tests. We'll run the tests, see what fails, and see if that matches up with what Codex is saying. Because in theory, it should. So, I'm going to bring Gemini over. We'll split them up like this. Okay. Oh, God. Okay, I also hate when Gemini does that. Okay. I want you to write the unit tests for this inspection. These tests must be, what's the word I'm looking for, chat? The test must be like when you want them to cover all cases. There's a word. Oh my god, my mind is just completely blanked. I literally know the word. I use it all the time. Oh my god, I can't remember the word. Must be, I want to say like expansive, but that's not the word I'm looking for. They must be I'm just gonna use expansive because it's like kind of what I mean. Is that even a word, actually? It is, yeah, but it's not the word I was looking for. I wonder if I can find synonyms. comprehensive? I think that might be the word I was actually looking for. I think that was the word I was looking for, actually, yeah. Your test must be comprehensive. Cover all possible cases. You must ignore the current code and just write the tests for which the inspection should capture. Okay. Oh, you know what we haven't done? Actually, we haven't registered the we haven't registered it in here, which we do need to do. Otherwise, that's not going to work whatsoever. And then add it down here. Alright, let's see what this guy's doing. So, okay, I don't like how Gemini doesn't show me a diff. Can we have a diff, please? Where's the diff? It's wrote a new test file. Goodness gracious. Someone please save me. I can't, man. Why is it wrote a new test file? Don't write a new test file. Add it to the existing one. I swear to God, if it says I did not try to write a new test file, I will absolutely throw hands. Okay. It's fine. It hasn't actually tried to do that. Thank goodness. Okay, is it going to try and run it? It didn't even try and run it. That's crazy. It almost always tries to run it. So I'm actually kind of shocked. Okay, can I don't suppose there's any chance I can find... Ah, I did find it. Let's see what it says. I honestly don't think those tests were very comprehensive though. I can't even lie. Yeah, like look at how little code it's wrote. Yeah. That's not going to be comprehensive enough. But we'll see what happens. I mean, you never know. Okay, did they all fail? Wait, no, these are... Yeah, these aren't right. I think I need to run it in CMD. Is that right? I think? No. Okay, fine, I'll just run test. I think I might have to do that anyways, actually, now that I think about it. I don't think I can run it in CLI at all. What is this button? Rate of test report. Interesting. Let's see what it says. Let's also turn a light on. Anytime today, lad? Okay, 3 tests failed. It only wrote like 4 tests, didn't it? I think. So... Expected 5, but was 3. That 5. Okay. Bro. Pardon me. Really? Is that what it's doing? Is it doing what I think it's doing? Oh, wait, no, I see what it's doing. Interesting. And that one's fine-ish. What's this one? Expected 3, but was 0. So, it hasn't picked up any of these? Interesting. What's this one? Expected 6, but was 0. Wait, it hasn't picked up any of them? Really? Is that right? But it has this one. And it has this one? Hmm. Okay, let's just ask Codex to fix it. But I'm gonna say I want to say fix it about like rewriting the structure of the code or something. Let's also upgrade the model because I don't like using 5.4 mini. We'll use medium's fine. Okay. See if I can do it. I am tempted to put it on fast because it's taken a while. Okay, but I am curious about why this one's failing. I don't really understand how this one can be failing. So is that saying it? So is it? This is why I don't like tests like this, because it's not telling me what's failing. Is it failing on this, or is it failing on this, or this, or this, or this? Like, I don't know what one it's failing on. It's not really very helpful. Let me get Gemini out of the way. We'll deal with that later. I wanted to work on other friggin' inspections today. I didn't want to just be doing this one. But it was classified as the wrong friggin' thing. Okay, might go ahead and fix the test for us as well. Maybe. Would be good. I'm thinking, guys, maybe tomorrow we'll whack out a bunch of easy ones, maybe, rather than medium ones. Either that, or what I might do is I might get AI to figure out what the high value ones are, right? Just to figure out like what are the important ones, what ones are the most important that we do, because obviously a lot of these in here are very niche. Yeah, let's just see what it's doing here. Okay, it's added back Boolean fact, so it does obviously think we needed that, even though Gemini said we didn't. Okay, it has kind of rewrote the whole thing. Well, not really. I mean, this is kind of what I have, right? I think it's just reordered things. Yeah, it's a mix of what I have and what I had before, I believe. It also does think we shouldn't report while true. Okay. Suppose we don't have to report while true. What's it doing here? Rather than adding new tests similar to the current ones, I want you to fix the current ones first, as how they report it is a really bad approach. It should be more similar to other tests. Okay. And hopefully that should mean they're not going to be as shitty tests. Maybe? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Yeah, okay. So it points to a specific behavior instead of a total count. That is what I wanted, because that is what all the other tests do. As I said in one of the last streams, at some point I want to split this test class up, because, yeah, right now it is 2,300 lines. But I think we can split this up a lot. Okay, let's first see. Looks fine, I think. I don't know if it actually added its new tests or not. Okay, it's deciding to run it. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Like sometimes it seems to work, sometimes it doesn't. So I don't know if it will succeed. We'll give it a minute. Oh no. If it does it, that's great. If it doesn't, we'll just run it. Or should we just run it anyways? I don't know how long it's gonna take. That's the thing. Like it could be pretty quick, or it could take a while. But like it's impossible to know which. So it's still compiling. Let's just run it ourselves. I'm not freaking waiting for it to compile and whatever, because it's gonna take ages. Yeah, it's gonna fail now and whatever, but that's fine. Because we're running it. Okay. Oh, they all failed. I think they actually all failed. I'm gonna paste it all in. I'm giving it the whole thing. See what it says. I mean, that's expected though, because it has just like split up the tests that Gemini created, right? So naturally more are going to fail because it's created more tests out of the previous ones. So like that's fine. I don't think that's an issue. I mean, a lot of them are passed too. So if it can just figure out what ones have actually failed. Oh, it thinks they're just overly specific? Really? I don't know about that. I don't know that's correct. We'll run it and see. No, they still don't work. Maybe they were overly specific, but they still don't work. Does it know that, or like what are we doing right now? Can I toggle fast whilst it's running? No. Yeah, it's 2x plan usage though, man. Like, it just doesn't make sense to do that. Because it's not worth it. Okay. Let's see what happens. Let's have a look at it whilst we're doing that. I think the issue... And what's this one, for example? Flags hard-coded while literal. That's saying while false. It's not picking up while false. That must be something Codex did. I'm pretty sure our original code would have picked up on a while false. Right? I think it would have. Yeah, it's doing imports. I don't like when it does imports. I know it has to do imports, but just annoying because it means that IntelliJ will try and get rid of them because it thinks they're not needed, and then it will try and do the code, and then it friggin' fails to apply the patch because it doesn't match, and it's like, annoying. But okay, I think is Codex listening to you now? It seems to be wide, yes. Seems to be. Yeah, that's fine. That's just getting rid of all the jank I had. Oh, and then it's just made an extract condition node. I see. I see what it's done. It hasn't actually changed anything though, has it? Oh, it has. It's added ternary and for loops. Oh, wait, no, it hasn't. They were here before. They were just like that. That's not going to change anything, is it? Alright, named Boolean constant. Okay. Right. It's really hard to tell what it's changed when it does this. It's like I can't see what the difference is. Has it even changed anything? Oh, it's just now using inner.children. Has it renamed that variable to inner then? Oh no, it's added inner? Oh, it's added inner. Oh, I see. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think so. Okay, well, since we're sitting here waiting for this, guys, if you're not already in the Discord, join the Discord linked in the description. Come hang out. Good if you need modding help as well. Or if you want to come help with Railroad, it's a good place to be. I'm going to be doing some TurtyBot testing soon. So expect possibly an at everyone ping. Maybe. I don't know if I'm going to ping everyone or if I'm just going to ping server notifications. But before I fully release TurtieBot, I need to do like a full testing sweep of the whole thing. So I'm going to do that soon. I'm obviously going to need a lot of help with that. Okay, so what's failing now? All of them. It hasn't fixed any of them. That's kind of funny. Let's just see what it says. But yeah, all of TurtieBot needs testing. I need to do a couple more things with the bot dashboard before I can make it public. But like for the most part, it is done. I would say there are some commands I know I need to fix before, like the Wordle command. I need to fix that. Not that it's broken, but like it always kind of gives the same words. So I just need to let it have a bit more variation in the words it picks. Apart from that, I mean, I don't really know, so that's why things are gonna have to be tested. Okay, what does it think? Da, 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 da. I see. Thinks the issue is parentheses and primary expressions. I mean, it could be. I think it's probably right, actually. Because now that I think about it, I think we had that issue in a previous inspection. I think there was an issue where it wouldn't properly unwrap them. Yeah, that's what it needs. I think we already have that somewhere, though. Wondering if maybe... I mean, we'll try, but I'm wondering if we have that already somewhere and I can just reuse that rather than it having wrote that again. No, they all fail. In that case, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. Because, like, there isn't much we can do now. Yeah, I think so. I will be live again tomorrow. We will do more inspections, I think, unless I change it to Industria. I don't know. It will probably stay as Railroad, but it might change to Industria. Maybe. We'll see. But yeah, I'm going to end it here. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all tomorrow. Good. Bye.